But first at 4, a deadly fiery crash is finally cleared on the city's northeast side. The southbound access road of Interstate 35 near Weidner was closed all day. The driver of a big rig carrying United States Postal Service mail died after the crash. Eyewitness News reporter Erica Zucco is live at the scene. And Erica, what is the latest?
Well, SAPD says that the driver had already died when first responders got to the scene. They say that the truck flipped over, skidding up onto the grass, and you can still see those marks here right now, then bursting into flames. Still unknown tonight who the driver was and what led up to the crash. First responders surrounded this truck around 1 a.m. after police say it drove off the highway, hit power poles and an iron fence, and tumbled into an off-road ditch, flipping upside down, sending the trailer over the cab and leading it to burst into flames. As the sun rose, you could get a better look at the damage. The cab crushed and burnt, the trailer almost completely black. CPS Energy crews worked to repair the damaged poles for hours as police monitored the scene. Traffic moved smoothly soon after, but hours passed before a tow truck could pull the wreckage from the road. And you might have noticed in that video, the truck said Southern Mail Service on it. I reached out to them to find out if it was in fact one of their drivers. Now coming up on 5, I'll have more from the Postal Service on this, and Addie Guajardo will talk about how the crash impacted neighbors. For now, we're live near I-35 and Weidner. Erica Zucco, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.